Have you ever wondered what would happen if Saitama went head-to-head with the strongest characters in all of anime? Would Goku be able to defeat him? How about Jin Woo from Solo Leveling? Or Naruto? Or even Asta? Oh man, this is going to be super fun. But before we get into that, like this video, subscribe to the channel, and let's get started. For starters, we have Asta from Black Clover. When it comes to sheer determination, few anime characters embody it better than Asta from Black Clover. His relentless drive to push past his limits has carried him from a powerless orphan to one of the strongest magic knights in his world. But when it comes to facing our Cape Baldy, the man who ends fights with a single punch, that determination simply just isn't enough. Asta's greatest weapon, anti-magic, lets him nullify any spell. But the problem, Saitama doesn't use magic at all. His strength is pure physical power, pushed to absurd godlike levels, which means Asta's anti-magic trump card is useless here. So here, Asta loses. Next, we have Jin Woo from Solo Leveling. Just to be clear, we're choosing Jin Woo from Solo Leveling Ragnarok, not the original manhwa. And since this is a one-on-one fight, he won't be able to use his shadows. So, by the events of Ragnarok, Jin Woo has transcended his role as a hunter to become a true cosmic entity, capable of battling outer gods, beings who casually create and destroy universes for fun. His power is so immense that his very presence, if left unchecked, could wipe out an entire planet. Basically, he's the embodiment of death itself. Against Saitama, Jin Woo's strikes wouldn't just be punches and kicks. They'd carry the very authority of death, potentially cutting deeper than physical durability and attacking Saitama's very existence. And unlike Saitama, Jin Woo has honed his skills against multiversal beings who bend reality itself, giving him a level of battle experience and strategy our caped Baldy has never had to develop. So here, Jin Woo wins. Now, do you know what even Saitama's punch can't destroy? This subscribe button right here. Go ahead, click it and see for yourself. Next up, Deku from My Hero Academia. Izuku Midoriya, better known as Deku, started out as a quirkless boy before inheriting the mighty One for All. But does he stand any chance against Saitama? Honestly, not really. You see, one punch from Saitama has shattered meteors the size of mountains, unleashed shockwaves that cleared clouds across half the planet, and even destroyed half a planet with nothing more than a sneeze. The fight, if it can be called that, would be brutally short. Deku's danger sense would be screaming uncontrollably from the moment the battle began, but it would be of little use. The sheer speed gap is astronomical. While Deku is fast, Saitama would move faster than light and create countless afterimages. No need to drag this one out, Deku simply doesn't stand a chance. Now we have Denji from Chainsaw Man. Denji, the Chainsaw Devil hybrid, is one of the most brutal and unkillable fighters in his verse. Thanks to his contract with Pochita, he can transform into Chainsaw Man, sprouting bladed limbs and regenerating from injuries that would kill just about anyone else. But the real question is, does any of that matter against Saitama? The truth is, this fight ends the moment Saitama decides it does. Denji's biggest advantage, his regeneration, simply wouldn't hold up. His healing only works if enough of his body and blood remain to recover. But Saitama's punches don't just wound, they erase. One casual strike would vaporize Denji on a molecular level, leaving nothing behind to regenerate from. So yeah, this one's obvious, Denji loses. Next, we have Eren Jaeger from Attack on Titan. Alright, for the sake of this video, we'll be using Eren in his founding Titan form. But let's be real, even that isn't enough to take down Saitama. Sure, Eren can summon over 500,000 colossal titans, but compared to Saitama's feats, it's nothing. One serious punch and the entire earth is gone. So yeah, no debate here, Eren loses. Now we have Satoru Gojo from Jujutsu Kaisen. Satoru Gojo was hailed as the strongest sorcerer of his era. With the 6 eyes, he can perceive cursed energy in unmatched detail, processing information at lightning speed. His greatest shield, Infinity, comes from Limitless, a technique that creates an infinite, divisible space between him and any threat. Anything approaching him slows down infinitely, never making any real contact. So the real question is, can Saitama bypass Infinity? Well, hear me out. Gojo's Infinity is a brilliant manipulation of space, but Saitama has already proven he can break through things far beyond the physical. He literally punched his way into the Phoenix space, a mental dimension. He's grabbed and kicked away hyperspace portals as if they were solid objects. Even Gojo's ultimate trump card, Unlimited Void, would be ineffective because Saitama has demonstrated immense willpower by resisting psychic attacks from powerful espers like Tatsumaki. On top of that, a domain expansion is still a barrier, and barriers can be broken. With Saitama's strength, he could shatter it long before the mental effects had any lasting impact. So here, Gojo will lose to Saitama. Next up, the most controversial one, Goku from Dragon Ball. Alright, the very question fans have debated for nearly a decade. Can Goku defeat Saitama? Both stand as icons of limitless strength, one designed as the parody of every shonen hero, and the other the very essence of one. So, who really takes the win? Goku's feats are absolutely astronomical. By Dragon Ball Super, he's battled gods, shattered limits, and in Ultra Instinct, he moves faster than divine beings can perceive. He even clashed with Jiren, fought Moro, Gas, and even Black Frieza, foes on universal to multiversal scales. But then there's Saitama, whose very power laughs in the face of logic. He swatted away a massive meteor, leapt from the earth to the moon in seconds, and in his fight with Gojo, he grew infinitely stronger mid-fight, shattering time and causality itself. Well, to be honest, the main difference here is Goku's power is scaled through cosmic benchmarks, while Saitama's is intentionally vague. Ultra Instinct grants Goku flawless dodging, precision counters, and devastating ki attacks backed by god-tier training. Meanwhile, Saitama's growth seems endless, but Goku evolves mid-battle too, constantly breaking through his own barriers just as fast. I know, it's controversial, but for the sake of this video, I'm giving this one to Goku. But hey, let us know in the comments who you think will win this battle, Goku or Saitama. Next up, Ichigo Kurosaki from Bleach. Ichigo Kurosaki is a true powerhouse of spiritual energy, a rare hybrid of Soul Reaper, Hollow, Quincy, and even Bullbringer. In his final form, he wields twin blades that embody his balanced powers, strong enough to clash with and even defeat god-tier beings like Yhwach, the Soul King himself. But the real question is, does Ichigo stand a chance against Saitama? You see, the key issue here is whether spiritual power can overcome absolute physical power. And as I mentioned earlier, Saitama has already shown he can punch into mental dimensions, proving he can interact with and damage spiritual entities like Ichigo. He doesn't need spiritual energy. His raw physical force is so immense, it transcends the boundary between the physical and the non-physical. Then comes the sheer power gap. At his peak, Ichigo's Getsuga Tensho might level a city or carve apart massive landscapes. Meanwhile, Saitama's serious attacks threaten planets, star systems, and beyond. So this one goes to Saitama. Next up, Luffy from One Piece. Alright, for this matchup, we'll be taking Gear 5 Luffy. This form is the true awakening of his devil fruit, the Hito Hito no Mi Model Nika, granting him a level of freedom and creativity in combat that's virtually limitless. In short, it's the power of creation itself. So, can Luffy take down our caped Baldy? Well, Gear 5 would certainly make the battlefield wild. Luffy could stretch, bounce, and inflate, turning the fight into a chaotic, rubbery playground. But here, his greatest advantage, that cartoonish durability, would be pushed to its absolute limit. He might be able to take a casual punch from Saitama, but the issue is, the raw power gap is just too massive. Luffy's most devastating move, the Bajrang Gun, is an island-sized level feat. Meanwhile, Saitama's serious punch has destroyed entire planets. So yeah, no chance here, Luffy loses. Next up, we have Shinra from Fire Force. Okay, so here, we'll be taking his Shinra Banshoman form. In this state, he becomes a being of pure thought and concept, existing on a higher plane of reality. His powers transcend the physical. They're metaphysical and conceptual. Shinra can bend reality itself, altering the very laws of physics as if flipping a switch. He even forged the concept of death and reshaped the universe itself. So, how does that stack up against Saitama? Well, here's the thing. Shinra wouldn't even need to trade punches. He could simply rewrite the rules of reality so that Saitama's strength never existed. And most decisively, Shinra holds ultimate authority over life and death itself. Since he created the very concept of death, he could impose it on Saitama at will. As the supreme authority of his reality, Saitama would simply cease to be. So here, Shinra will win this battle. Now we have Mob from Mob Psycho 100. Shigeo Kageyama, better known as Mob, is an incredibly powerful esper whose psychic abilities grow in proportion to his emotions. When those emotions hit 100%, his power surges, granting him abilities that can reshape entire cities, and in his berserk form, he's easily a city-level threat. But compared to Saitama, it's nothing. The power gap is far too wide, so really nothing much to debate here. Bob loses this one. Next up, Naruto Uzumaki. Well, let's take Naruto at his absolute peak, Baryon mode. The most dangerous aspect of this form is its life-draining ability. With every strike, Naruto drains away his opponent's lifespan, wearing them down until even the most durable enemies crumble from accelerated aging. It's an incredibly lethal technique that can end fights against almost anyone, but against Saitama, it just doesn't hold up. Baryon mode works by depleting life energy, but Saitama's body and spirit are of an unknown, limitless nature. He's already withstood attacks that manipulate energy and reality on a cosmic scale, so it's highly unlikely that a chakra-based drain would affect him in the slightest. If his strength is limitless, his life force probably is too, so no chance for Naruto as well. Next up, Dio Brando from JoJo's Bizarre Adventures. Okay, so this battle really comes down to one question. Can Saitama do something about Dio's time-stopping ability? Well, hear me out. First, even if Dio successfully stops time, his attacks wouldn't matter. The world's punches, while devastating to a human body, would feel like nothing more than a fly buzzing around Saitama's head. Second, there's good reason to believe the time stop itself wouldn't even work on him. Saitama's power operates on a level that defies non-physical concept. He even managed to travel back in time after witnessing it once, proof that his strength can override the very rules Dio's stand depends on. So yeah, Dio loses this one with ease. Now we have Rimuru from That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime. Now this one's really interesting. In his true dragon form, Rimuru has ascended far beyond a mere physical being, becoming a godlike entity with absolute control over the very laws of his universe. With the help of his ultimate skill CL, an insanely powerful analytical and processing ability, Rimuru wields an arsenal that can rewrite reality itself. He holds complete control over time and space, allowing him to stop time, teleport instantly, and even travel through it. And even if his body, mind, soul, or even the information of his existence were erased, he can still regenerate. So how does that stack up against Saitama? Well, if Saitama were to destroy Rimuru 1,000 times over, Rimuru would just come back. And since he can literally manipulate the laws of reality, he could create a pocket universe where physical strength simply doesn't exist, or even strip Saitama of his power altogether, leaving him as nothing more than an ordinary human. So yeah, no doubt about it, Rimuru wins this one. Next up, Natsu from Fairy Tail. To be honest, every advantage Natsu might have against a normal opponent is completely useless against Saitama. First off, Natsu's main weapon, his fire, wouldn't even scratch him. Saitama has shown total immunity to heat and energy-based attacks. Second, the physical gap is astronomical. We're talking city-level power versus planet-level destruction. And third, the speed difference makes this a non-contest. Natsu is fast, sure, but Saitama is massively faster than light. The fight would be over before Natsu even realized it started. So no win for Natsu here. Next up, we have Okaroon from Dandadan. Ken Takakura, better known as Okaroon, gained his power after being cursed by the yokai Turbo Granny. This transformation granted him enhanced strength, durability, and incredible speed, reaching up to 100 kilometers an hour. But let's be real, against Saitama, that's nothing. As I mentioned earlier, Saitama can move at the speed of light, which makes Okaroon's speed advantage completely irrelevant. Add in the massive power gap, and Okaroon has no hope of surviving this fight, so Okaroon loses this one. Next up, we have Kafka Hibino from Kaiju number 8. Let's cut straight to the feats here. Kafka can unleash punches strong enough to obliterate massive kaiju in a single blow. He's even damaged a fortified military bunker, and with a fortitude level of 9.8, he stands among the most powerful kaiju in his series. On top of that, Kafka can endure devastating attacks and regenerate from severe injuries, as long as his core remains intact. But against Saitama, none of that matters. Kafka might rank as a country-level threat, but Saitama operates on an entirely different scale. One single punch would be more than enough to shatter Kafka's core in mere seconds. So yeah, Kafka loses this one. Now we have Tanjiro from Demon Slayer. Alright, to make this one at least a little fair, let's take Tanjiro in his demon form. In this state, he's one of the strongest in the Demon Slayer verse, having conquered the sun, eliminated demon weaknesses, and gained seemingly infinite regeneration. But here's the problem. No matter how strong a demon is, if they're completely obliterated, regeneration won't save them. And against Saitama, even a casual punch would shatter Tanjiro beyond the very point of recovery. So yeah, even Demon Tanjiro doesn't stand a chance. And lastly, we have Anos Voldigoad. Now this is a battle worth watching. Anos Voldigoad, the Demon King of Tyranny, is a being whose very very existence transcends and governs the law of reality itself. His abilities operate on a multiversal scale, allowing him to destroy entire layers of reality. Wielding his sword, Venus Donoa, Anos can erase anything, indestructible objects, abstract concepts, even the very laws of logic and reason. The sword doesn't cut, it erases by destroying the principles that allow something to exist. On top of that, Anos can rewrite the laws of the world at will. He can bend time, resurrect the dead, and create vast structures with a mere thought. His magic is so overwhelming, it holds the power to destroy entire universes. So, against Saitama, this fight plays out much like what we saw with Rimuru, except this time, Anos will use Venus Donoa to attack not just Saitama's body, but the very concept of strength and durability that he possesses. The sword would not need to physically cut Saitama, but would simply erase the principle that makes him strong, rendering him powerless. Furthermore, none of Saitama's attacks could permanently harm Anos. Even if a punch could destroy Anos' source, his nature as the embodiment of destruction and unreason would simply cause him to regenerate, as his permanent death would be a logical contradiction. So here, Anos will win this battle. Click on this video next where we made What If the Old Gen characters fought New Gen villains. Go on, check it out.